Yeah.
This is a lot.
Yeah, this episode was kind of deep.
Let's just go. Let's go.
This is what had happened on Lovecraft Country, episode 9, Rewind, 1921.
Just play the music. What's really good, guys? It's your boy, Spotted Menace, aka D-Man. Your man, I'm sitting here on my sister, my day one. The woman who holds it down for me, my co-host, Daria. Say what's up, Daria.
What's up, Daria?
And welcome to What Had Happened Was, our little Lovecraft Country recap for the show. We only have 2 episodes left, well, not including this one. This one, we only have 1 episode left. Episode 10, the season finale. Just 1 episode left. But before we get into that, y'all know the drill. If you like to see this channel continue to grow and thrive, please make sure to subscribe to us and hit the bell icon so you can get notifications of every video that we produce and bring to you. Ooh, excuse me, ranging from movies to video games to wrestling to whatever we find interesting, we want to bring it just to you. Also, like any of the content that you do enjoy and comment down below because we do like to hear from you, our Kaiju faithful. Now, let's get it going. Episode 9.
Episode 9.
This is a lot.
It's a lot.
A whole lot to take in. I have fewer notes this time than I did for the last one.
Do you?
Yeah. The last one was 4 pages.
Uh-huh.
This is just 3. 2.5 really. Yeah. So like there's a lot that still happened, but like you have to see this.
Yeah.
You have to watch this episode.
You do.
Like I missed out on all of the Watchmen hype when they did their 1921 little recap on their end.
Yeah.
So like I never really saw it, even though I was there witnessing it on social media as everybody was like, is it real? I can't believe this is a real thing. Oh, this must be alt history. It's like, no, shit's happened.
Yeah.
Shit's happened.
Yeah.
And now we get it right here, and it is, as I said, a lot to take in. But if this is your first time watching us, here is how we do things right here on this little recap. We give a brief as we can, because it's not really brief, a brief rundown of what happened in the episode with spoilers. We want to tell you everything that happened, everything that we caught, everything that we, every little Easter egg that we managed to find here and there. And after that, we just give you our review, our take, our first impressions of the episode. If you want to go ahead and skip right ahead to that to avoid any spoilers, we welcome you to do so. We got the timestamps in the comments, in the description below. We also put it on the little title card that's about to come down right here. And it's in the chapter notes too. So there's ways that you can avoid spoilers here, people. But before we do that, let's go ahead and hit us with the card coming down right about now. So let's just start it off from what happened in the previous episode. So Dee survived the demon attacks from Topsy and Bopsy.
Or so we think.
Well, I mean, she did, because she's not dead yet. She's not dead. She's unconscious. She's dying.
Yeah.
She will die eventually if they don't intervene in some way.
Yeah.
But she survived, to this point, the little attacks from the demons. And that's one of the biggest issues that we have right here. Everybody is pointing the finger at each other.
Yeah.
Tig's pointing the finger at Montrose for just letting her go. Montrose pointing the finger at Letty for, again, just letting her go, not knowing what was going on. And Tig is, of course, he was nowhere near her. I think the big thing was that he didn't search hard enough for her because he's too busy trying to handle his own goals with Christina and what's happening in his life.
Right, and then the last episode he followed Hippolyta.
The episode prior to that episode.
No, that was last week.
No, it wasn't last week. He didn't follow Hippolyta last week. He followed her when he went through the portal, remember?
Right, that was last week.
No, that wasn't last week. Last week was when Dee got chased by Topsy and Bopsy.
Oh, right.
You got your days mixed
Yes,
up,
I do. Current event brains.
Anyway, everybody's pointing the finger, but this is where we said in the previous episode where we said that Ruby's probably the most maternal one out of everybody who was not Hippolyta, and she proves that because she said everybody is to blame.
Yes.
How are we gonna fix this? And that was one of the biggest points right here. But everybody's trying to figure out what they can do, and that's when they turn to Christina. Tig offers up to hand over the pages to Christina, but wait, Letty already did that.
Yeah, for protection for her baby.
It was technically
was
for
it for-
protection for Tick,
I was gonna say,
but
was it
she
protect-
refused.
Yeah, that's right.
And decided to protect her and her baby.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. And
Yeah.
she let everybody know that because Letty is Letty is one to keep secrets, but not nearly as bad as Tick.
Yeah.
But Letty lets everybody knows that. Montrose gets pissy because he's like, my boy's about to die. You just sitting here protecting yourself. You accept it?
Yeah.
That's when Ruby steps in and says, I'm going to use my leverage with Christina. Not really leverage, but my relationship with Christina
Right.
to have her help us out. And she offers to do so. Actually offers to do so.
Yeah.
She can't heal her completely,
Right.
but she can at least reset and restore the curse so that they have more time to figure something out. And that's what she ends up doing. She ends up helping them out by resetting the curse. It's a temporary solution, but to do so, she manages to turn back into William, and we find the police chief who got freaked up by the monster. Last episode.
Yeah, last episode.
He is broken and beaten and bloody and chewed up, and it's gruesome. Just blood squirting everywhere.
And they're literally putting his body back together with other people's
Not
body
other
parts.
people's, black folk. They are using the body parts of black folk.
I was trying not to say
No,
that.
we say it here.
I was
Black
trying
folk.
not to say that, but
Black folk. They're using the body parts of black folk to put this dude right back together, but it's not enough. She goes there because she needs a few items to reset and restore the curse. But as William, because the chief figures out that is Christina.
Yeah,
as William, he lets him know, it's like, yo, I wanted you to die, but I wanted it to happen. So it's like, it's 1,000 deaths.
Yeah, she was like, basically, I wanted you to die 1,000 deaths.
But I'll just take
this one.
And we watched him expire, and it was like, oh, I love this. I love this song.
Yeah.
But police chief dies.
Yeah, basically William, Christina literally laughed when he died and walked away.
Yeah, but she comes back to help out with a little slight exorcism, I guess you would call it. But as everybody's waiting for Christina, Montrose comes down to the basement because Montrose comes down to the basement to get some chalk for the spell to reset the curse. Atticus comes down after him, and that's when we learn through their little interaction that Montrose might not be the daddy. Montrose might not be Atticus's father.
Okay, so with this scene, I love how we figured out what we need to do to help Dee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not only did we figure that out, Tick's father, I guess, is drinking some sort of moonshine.
Yeah, I forgot what he called it.
Yes.
But it was Uncle George's moonshine.
Right.
It's his recipe.
Right. And him and Tick finally have this come to Jesus civil conversation after some turmoil a few episodes ago.
It's as civil as it can get because it's civil primarily
I said
because...
come to Jesus. That's what that means.
Yeah, it's civil primarily because Atticus let Montrose know that he might be a grandfather. It's named after George. And they kind of coalesce a little bit. And that's honestly one of the reasons why Montrose reacted the way that he did when Letty said that
you just
Christina.
let him go.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is how Tick finds out Uncle George might be his dad. Just in casual conversation, like, oh, by the way, Uncle George might be your dad.
That's literally how it happened. I mean, he might be
Friday
inebriated.
night.
He might be inebriated. He might be a little stressed out. But it's casual. It's casual.
No, absolutely not.
You're not accepting that.
No.
Refuse.
That is something big to hold on to.
Yeah, it is.
For 20-something or 30-something odd years. And to just blatantly say it like that, like it's another Friday or Tuesday that we're drinking moonshine and playing cards as if you're ordering dinner.
Okay, so we do touch on that. About why he held it onto it for so long.
That's not the thing.
It's just the way that he
it was the way he delivered that message to Tick that completely threw me off. Like, okay, yeah, sure. Do you want fries on the side with that and a milkshake or what?
I disagree, if only because, like, if you take a look at the facial expressions and how strained his voice was when he said it, because it was casual, but it felt more like ripping off a Band-Aid than it felt like, oh, by the way. I took it more as he was ripping off a Band-Aid because, like, he was getting berated. It's like, oh, you drinking this, it might as well be gasoline. And as he's walking away, there's like a brief silence, and he's never looking at Tick. He's basically still staring down at his hands or where he's working, and he finally just goes, Uncle George might be your father.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that.
Yeah, but we move on from that because Atticus responds in his usual tick way, where he is very frustrated, very angry, very off the handle. But before he goes too far, Letty comes down and she makes sure to diffuse the situation, so to speak. But before we get any of that, we hear, "So Dee's sick? Hippolyta's back!"
Yeah.
Yay! Hippolyta's back!
Yay.
Now, Hippolyta just jumps right into it, doesn't ask questions.
She sure does.
She
not.
helps out with the curse,
Yep.
and it removes it. It's like an exorcism.
Yeah.
It reminds me, I know that's not what they were going for, but it reminded me, if y'all remember that episode of the Boondocks where Tom got possessed.
Yes, yeah.
It was literally felt like that.
Okay,
It was a de-negrification.
De-negrification. Wasn't that the name of the episode?
Something like that, yeah. But like that's basically how the exorcism went, and it was hilarious to me, even though it was still stressful. Yeah. But like it just reminded me of that.
I think once I saw that she was turning into Boxy and Topsy, it kind of messed me up. It took me out of how you got to that episode with the Boondocks. Yeah. But now that you've pointed that out, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah. And now that I'm less, yes, I said less. Terrified, and have seen it and less stressed. Now that I have seen it a couple times, and now that I visualize it, it's like, you're absolutely right.
It felt a lot like that. But basically, Christina finishes up. She's about to head on out. Ruby is going with her at this point in time. Yes. Letty chases after him, and she's trying to figure out why Ruby is still hanging out with Christina. It's like, yo, she's trying to, can't you see that she's not with us? But Ruby hits her hard with some truths. Because Letty was like, yo, she's the one who shot me. She's like, no, pause, bring that back. Yeah. She didn't shoot you. Her daddy shot you. She brought you back to life.
No, she healed you.
Yeah, true. But she then accuses Letty of being like their mother, just chasing after all these men's.
Yeah, without any disregard to
any regard to her own safety. Yeah. But Letty hits her back up, going like, "Yo, did she tell you about the autumnal equinox? She got to kill Tick."
Basically,
now what? Balls in your court. Yeah. Now, eventually, Ruby does ask Christina about it. And Christina, again, has never lied.
No.
Has never lied. Which makes her she is such a good antagonist. I won't say villain, because she's not exactly a villain.
Okay, this is where we come on the cusp of, you can kind of trust Christina, but I don't know.
You can trust Christina enough to the point where she won't just outright lie. She'll withhold information, but she won't lie to you. She won't tell you to go left when you need to go right. She'll just say you have to pick a direction, and you have to figure out what you got to do from there.
Yeah, because she's trying to do her own journey. Yes, it does, but it also conflicts you, because you're like, damn it! Yeah, she did just do something good, but she did it with something out of it. Yeah,
because she's a hero. She's the hero in her own story. Yes, her own story. She wants immortality. She wants to be the. Okay. Yes, I will hit something up in the recap later after this, but I don't want to get stuck on this. Okay. So I want to push forward real quick.
I was just gonna say, I know her main goal is just to achieve something her father never was able to achieve.
Yes. That's it. Okay. We gonna hit on that, because I got a dumb statement I gotta make for that. But anyway, Hippolyta's still there. She's like, okay, what this white bitch did, not enough. We gotta work. We only got about 24 hours. It takes us about 6 hours to get to the conservatory, the observatory, and we gotta fix it. And everybody's asking questions. We find out that Hippolyta didn't go to the future. No. She went to a parallel universe where she went to Earth 504, where she spent 200 of our Earth years. Basically doing whatever she needed. Yeah. Naming herself. Yeah. Going on adventures. Experiencing so many things. And she captured all of that because she has the little crystals in her wrists from that episode. She has the technology. She knows everything about how to fix it. She even knows about the magic. And she's just like, yo, get on my level. Right. Get on my level. Right. We gotta go.
My daughter needs me. Let's go.
Get in the effing car. Yeah. Right now. Because I ain't got time for y'all. No. I ain't got time for y'all right about now. But that's where we handle all of that. But back to Ruby just for a brief second, because we did cut to a scene where she does confront Christina about whether or not she is going to kill Tick. And Christina, again, this is why we said she never lies to her. She basically says like, yes, Tick has to die. The way she says it is, the important part.
Yeah, she basically just went, well, I need his blood. And in order to achieve what I want to achieve, I need all of his blood.
The thing is, like, Ruby asks, are you going to kill Tick?
Yeah.
She never says, I am going to kill Tick.
Him. No.
He has to die. In
I don't
order
even
for
know
me to achieve my goals, he has to die.
I don't even think she said those exact words either.
No, not those exact words, but like she says, I need all of his blood, and therefore he has to die.
I was about to say, she kind of
along those lines.
Yeah, she kind of just left it as, either way it goes, Tick is meant to die.
Yes. She takes all of the agency out of the reasoning why he has to die. She takes her agency away from the incident altogether, and that's one of the reasons why Ruby, instead of advocating for Tick, because she ain't the holding the Tick at all whatsoever. She makes one statement. One statement, no.
Although Tick is related to her. Tick is related to Christina.
Oh, to Christina.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm talking about Ruby. No, she ain't got.
Oh, no. Ruby,
that's what I'm saying. Ruby's not advocating for Tick. Not at all. But she does say that, like, make sure that my sister and her baby are not harmed.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that conversation. She's like, okay, whatever will be. I don't care about this magic stuff. I don't care about Tick like that. I only care about Letty. I don't care about the little baby that's growing inside of her.
That's it.
But we finally get ourselves to the observatory. Everybody's working whirlwind. Again, it will take her 6 hours to get there, about 3 to 4 hours to fix the time machine. Mm-hmm. So they end up having about 14 hours just to get the book back, because they plan on going back to 1921, right before the riots hit, so they can get the book proper and get the frick up on out of there.
Yes.
Letty is told by Montrose that, I already know that you're pregnant. I know the reason why you took the enchantment. Right. I still don't like it. It's on you if my son dies. Right. But like, I get it. I understand. Yeah. But everybody knows about the future thing. Well, not everybody, because I don't know
not
if
everybody.
But like everybody important knows about the baby at this point.
Yeah,
everybody important knows about the baby. The only thing that I wanted to talk about for this is when Letty made a statement that there's parallel universes, and it brings up this one good point right here. When in the last episode, when Tick brought back the book and he said that there were differences, like for instance, Christina was a man, he was a little boy. Mm-hmm. There were some name changes here and there, and it made me think that maybe that it wasn't a change in the book that George wrote so much as it might be a parallel world where, again, Tick died, but his death is not 100% assured.
That makes sense.
So just keep an eye on that, because who knows what that means. But anyway, Hippolyta Jackson to the machine. They open the portal to go to 1921, and really it's all about this. I love one line, because as they jump through the portal, they open up. Apparently, they're like in a hotel or some sort of halfway house of some
somewhere.
Sort. Two girls are walking by, and it's like, oh, they closed our school for the prom. I love this line. They Ku Klucking. I'm stealing that. I'm stealing the fuck out of that.
You're stealing Ku Klucking.
They Ku Klucking. I'm stealing that shit. I don't care. I'm stealing they Ku Klucking. Okay. But everybody hops through the portal. Montrose hesitates a little bit because it is a traumatic experience for him to go back to his childhood when there was this massive, not a riot, because it implies that there is a mutual, collision of sorts. It is really just an attempt at a massacre, and it is a massacre and a bombing. But it's hard to really go back to where your childhood is. And this episode, the way we said that some episodes are just for Hippolyta, the last episode was all about Dee. This one was all about Montrose and his growth as a person, and as a character. Yeah. Because despite the fact that he's there, going back in time, and everybody else is just like, let's go for the book. Yeah. He's still stuck with his trauma. He's trying to drink through it. He's trying to work through it as best as he can. Yeah.
And here's what I will have to say about this episode of Montrose, because for the last, probably since the series started, we've only seen Montrose just as this character
like
who
a side character.
Side character who can't find his way, who's always messing up.
He just can't
get right. And this episode, you now understand why, and you start to gain empathy for him. Yeah. I will say that is what you feel, because you feel all of that. Yeah. Especially when you watch the episode, as soon as they get into the portal and when they leave the portal.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was gone this episode.
Oh, yeah. I really thought that they were telegraphing the fact that Montrose was not coming back.
Yeah.
No,
that didn't happen. But what I did feel was his pain, his anger, his frustration, this is why I can't get right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, the very second that they go through the portal, and it looks like Montrose might be backsliding and not being able to help him, that's when Tick immediately severs ties with Montrose. He's like, whenever this is done, whenever Dee's safe, we're done. Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with you. I only put up with all of your BS because you were my father. Now that I think that you're not, F you. I'm done with you. I don't need you. But they managed to go back to the old neighborhood. They change clothes so they can blend in perfectly, but they go back to the old neighborhood.
Right. Oh. I will say, when you watch this episode, if you saw a couple of episodes ago, the dream that Letty had when she was burning up with the baby, that is the exact same dress.
Oh. I'm gonna hit that later.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit that later.
Just keep an eye out on that, because I think that is a crucial detail for next episode.
It was a crucial detail for this episode, but I'm gonna tell you why in just a second. Not a second, but you know. Yeah. But they make it to the old neighborhood, and they do so just in time to see Montrose getting beat by his daddy, and he's explaining, it's like, yo, I decided to put on George's coat. They spent so much money on it, and they shouldn't. And my daddy saw me preening in the mirror. Didn't have no use of me messing it up. Made him pick a switch. So all those pick a switches that you heard in the background that we thought was Montrose saying that to Tick, which might have been. Yeah. A lot of that was Montrose getting told that by his dad. Yeah. Pick a switch. Put your hand down. Stop preening in the mirror. We thought that that's what Montrose was telling Tick. It might be. But what it technically really was what he was hearing from his father. And we see him getting beat with a switch. Yeah. Dora, Tick's mom, coming down to defend him, and George just is standing off to the side and basically watching it happen. The beating stops when Dora's dad comes out. It's like, no, you can chastise your boys all you want, but you do not lay a hand on my daughter. Yeah. Montrose's dad runs back inside, and George is like, yo, are you okay? Montrose runs away because, of course, he just got his ass beat. Yeah. And Dora's like, yo, why are you just standing here? You're supposed to help your brother. Right. Yeah. Now,
little does she know he actually, but that's one of those unwritten things that you don't see.
Yeah. Like, you don't see what's happening in the household. You don't. But, like, at the same time, in public, you didn't help out your brother, so of course you're going to get chastised for it. Yeah. So we see George and Dora run off after Montrose, which is the story that they have been told time and time again about the Tulsa bombing, and that's what Letty and Tick figure out. But Montrose, the real older Montrose, has already dipped out. We think it's to protect George and tell him, yo, don't go to Artem, or yo, you're gonna get killed in Artem. Right. That's what we think. Yeah. Turns out not to be the case. Letty and Tick end up splitting up. Tick goes to find Montrose, Big Montrose, and Little Montrose. And Letty goes to try to find out how to get to the book. That's when all hell starts to break loose in the area. The bombing starts, the rioting starts, the shooting starts. Yeah. People getting shot, and as people are hopping out in posses, beating down black kids and black men and black women and black girls. Everybody just beating up black people all together. Yeah. Letty gets caught in that. Letty can run.
Oh, Letty can run her ass off.
Journey. Yo, girl, were you in track when you were a kid? Because you was the same way in the first episode. Yeah, she was not playing that. She was not playing that last girl, white girl in a scary movie. I'm going to trip over my own. Yes, I can. White girl in a scary movie tripping over her own 2 feet as a killer's coming after her. Yeah, she was sprinting. She was to get away from people shooting at her. She still got wings, but she didn't get hurt.
It was from the Ku Klux
the Ku Klux.
The Ku Klux gang was coming after her.
The Ku Klux gang. Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
You got Ku Kluxing. I'm going to say the Ku Kluxing. Cuckoo.
Oh, no.
Isn't that what
that's not what it is.
Is that his name?
Nope, that's not what it is. We're gonna move on. But Letty gets winged and gets cornered basically right on the doorstep of Dora's house, and they bring her in. And the whole family is there. Montro's dad is there. All the Dora's family is there. Sisters, cousins, everybody, grandmothers, all there trying to protect each other.
Yeah.
And Letty knows that she done fricked up because she knows that Dora's whole family is going to die, and she's in the same area that they're in. It's crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say something with that, but I have to wait till the end. So.
No, we get that because we're spoiling right now.
Yeah, because
that's the whole spoil point.
So with that scene right there, I mean, that scene was so heart-wrenching because Letty automatically knows that they all died.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing she can do about it because if she does,
it
she changes the future, and she will lose Tick.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that scene because that scene is.
She's silent about most of this. Have you ever like realized that you done messed something up? Like you made a wrong purchase and it was important. You missed a bill and you're just standing there frozen, just staring as the world starts going around you.
Yeah.
That's what's happening with Letty. Everybody else is talking. It's like, okay, you defend the back. You do this. Here, you take my gun. Here, you protect her. You go tear down the check. And she's just like, until somebody shakes her from a realization like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I am fucked.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with her. Montrose manages to get caught up with by Tick. And he's just frozen right there. He thinks, again, that he's there to save George. He even accuses him of saving George. But no, he's trying to save his young childhood friend, Thomas.
Yeah.
And Thomas is the guy, is a kid that he was crushing on when he was a kid.
Yes, that's another thing that comes into the forefront.
Go for it.
Especially when you see them hold hands. Because automatically when you see them hold hands, that's when you're like, yeah, we get it now.
Yeah.
That's it. So he's been dealing with his identity since a young boy, which is usually when you deal with that.
Yeah.
But dealing with that in 1921
with a father who's beating you just for preening in the mirror.
Right. That has got to be the most heart-wrenching thing that you could go through. We
learn a lot about Montrose's trauma because we didn't know about this prior.
No.
Like we thought he was just he was just a gay guy hiding it.
Yeah.
No, he was a kid who was dealing with his identity, getting beat by his father, and then on the night of the massacre goes to meet up with Thomas so that he can try to sever ties with him because it's like you're an N-word F-bomb. I'm not.
Yeah, and I think with that was that conflicting moment because at the same time, Thomas was this one person he could go to.
Yep.
He could talk to, whatever, no matter what anybody else said or saw. Because even when the Ku-Kucking gang came to them,
it's not cucking, it's clucking.
I said you can have
clucking is something different.
The Ku-Kucking gang goes to them. And they're holding hands, and that's when they killed George. That's when the realization is...
Not George, Thomas.
Thomas. I'm sorry, Thomas. See, because you all over the cookingness. Jesus.
But let's go ahead and jump into that.
Yes.
Thomas gets shot in the head while they're holding hands, and that's the main trauma that Montrose was trying to stop. He was the one, he was actually trying to save Thomas. He's like, what's one more soul? What's one more life? Well, how is that going to be a difference?
Yeah.
And Tick was just like, yo, if you do this, I don't get born.
Right.
And that's when Montrose makes the realization, is like, for I know, that's somebody else. He's like, he would just be the first in a long list of sacrifices that I make in terms of being your father. Yeah. Just so I can be your father.
Yeah.
And that's the real coming to Jesus moment between them.
Yeah.
Because that's when Tick realizes that all the sacrifice that he did just so he could do it. Like, he even knew that George might have been his father. And he's like, I'll take it because I'm supposed to have sons. Yeah. I'm going to treat you like my son. And I need you to be my son.
Yeah.
That's all that he was working for. It's like, I need you to be my son. And with that realization, that's when all hell started breaking loose. Thomas gets killed. George and Dora come over to help out, and they start scuffling and fighting. Letty, on the other hand, is every chaos is going down in Dora's house. She runs upstairs because she's still trying to find the book. She gets caught by Dora's grandmother. And she ain't playing around. She got a gun trained on her. It's like, what you doing? You looking around for something.
Yeah, she's ready to go. Because we already got the crew cooking gang outside. They keep throwing fire in my house. I don't appreciate none of that. And they blowing the house up.
And now I got this weird black
right
here.
And now I got somebody I've never seen before in my house. Yeah, I want some answers.
Well, she gave her some answers. She said, "I'm from the future.
Yeah.
I'm your great-grandson's great-great-grandson's girl."
Yeah.
Doesn't really put a label on it.
Right.
I am with his child.
Yeah.
Here's what's about to go down. I need the book.
Yeah.
And she's hesitant at first.
Yeah,
she finally gives her the book. It's
like she shows the family crest.
Oh yeah, she was like,
your family has a crest because she was like, I love Tick. Not only do I love Tick, I'm in love with Tick.
Yeah.
And your family has this crest.
Birthmark.
Or birthmark, yes. And if this is the birthmark, then you know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah. And she shows she draws a little birthmark. That's when she's ready to pass on the book. But that's when she also learns, the Dora's grandmother, she's like, yo, if you're coming back from the future to the past to get this book, we don't survive. And that's when she's like, no, I got to save my family. Yeah. And she's like, no, it's over with. Yeah. It's done. You have to die.
Yeah.
She doesn't say it like that.
No,
but she basically convinces her, like, this has to happen.
Yeah.
But I need this book to be saved.
Yeah.
That is, so we have two major revelations here. We have two major ones. One, when Dora's grandmother basically admits, like, okay, fine, I'm convinced I need to die, but you're gonna stay here with me. Because once lady says, like, don't worry about me, the fire can't touch me, I'm good. That's when she said, okay, then you staying with me. I hope the Lord. Yeah, she said, you stand with me. Pray with me.
Okay. Yeah,
pray with me. Because she says, like, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. The plans for welfare and not for evil, to give your future hope. Those are some of the last words that she said.
Yeah,
as she's burning up in the building while still holding Letty's hand. Yeah. Letty, untouched by the flames, is watching this happen, holding her hands as she just melts into the freaking floor. Yeah. That was freaking crucial and hard to watch. But Lord, that's some strength right there of a character right there who's like, if I have to die so that you can exist, so that he can exist, the child that you're with can exist, so that Tick can exist, then I will do so. But you're gonna sit here and be with me as it happens, because she's not unafraid.
No.
But she is willing to let it happen.
Yeah.
Even though she knows she's going to be hearing the sounds of her own family burning alive in that building. Yeah. That was really harsh to watch.
That was very, very, that was a little bit of a tearjerker there.
Yeah, it really was.
Especially with the monologue that was going along with it.
That happens just a little bit later.
I thought it was
It was a monologue. I'm talking about the opera version.
No. I'm not with the opera version. I'm with the monologue that went with it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Like, come, brother. Come, sister, kill.
Yeah, I'm pulling up who wrote it.
Yes, thank you.
It was Sonia Sanchez.
Yeah, Catch the Fire, yeah.
You were trying to recite it by memory.
I was trying to.
You just caught that come, brother, come, sister.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a lot more than that.
Oh, no, it's a whole lot more. The
other revelation is the fact that throughout the story, they keep telling about the stranger that comes through with the bat, and he saves everybody from getting beat down. But the stranger never comes until Tick steps forward, accidentally knocks the baseball bat. Turns out he's the stranger.
Yeah.
He's his own hero that got passed down from story to story to story from Montrose when he was a boy, that we saw in the very first episode. The Jackie Robinson character that Montrose keeps telling him about. He was literally telling his son that you're about to be my savior.
Yeah. That laments what you said earlier about this being a parallel. Because before he went and did that, and before he went and knocked the baseball bat over, him and his father said, well, there was a stranger that came, and they both said together, I got you, kid. And he was like, oh shit, we just messed up.
Yeah, they thought that they messed up.
We just messed up.
Until they saw the bat. Which, again, since we're almost done with this recap.
Yeah.
Which we'll definitely hit up. So, Tick takes the bat, beats down a bunch of people, beats a white girl up because she was trying to get involved. He's like, nah, you can get it too. He's swinging bats and knocking people back.
This is what Annabella, take freaking notes. Jordan Peele should have did Annabella. Yeah. Jesus, this is what we mean kick-ass take names later. That's what Tick just did.
Yeah. We're done with Annabelle.
Sorry, I had PTSD, Annabelle and PTSD.
Okay. So Tick saves the kids, even delivers a line, "I got you, kid." Runs back to the portal with Montrose. Portal's fluctuating. Letty's not there. It's a rush to save time and everything. Tick jumps through the portal, tries to help Hippolyta keep the portal open. All the while, Montrose, and this is the big crucial part right here. Montrose is standing in the window watching all of this happen, all the bombs that being dropped from the planes, all the fire overtaking the whole city. And that's when he starts naming names of those who he lived with in the neighborhood that he lived with. And it feels like this is that release for him of the trauma, because we never hear him talk about it beyond that line, "Smells like Tulsa." We never hear him talk about it. And here he's actually saying the names of like who died, who he knew that didn't make it.
And that also goes well with Black Wall Street, because that's exactly how this show played out, is exactly how Black Wall Street was.
Yeah.
And all of those successful businesses, all of those Black owned successful businesses, just because they were so flourishing in that typical part of town in Oklahoma, that it was bombed. It was burned. They lost everything. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed.
Not hundreds of thousands.
What? I thought it was.
No, God, no. Not that many people there.
What was the population there?
So only like 300-400.
What?
Yes. Only like 300-400 were wounded.
Okay, I have to go back and research Black Wall Street again, because somehow I messed up on the numbers there. I don't know how.
We're going to move forward. We're going to move forward because towards the end of the show, Letty is walking through the bombing and the firing, untouched by the flames. It looks just like her dream in the same dress, but instead of carrying the baby, she's carrying the book. She's completely untouched by the flames, and in the dream she was burning up alive. There's a lot of imagery right there that you can find some parallels to. Like I can't remember the name of the woman, but everybody's seen that protest image where she's walking forward towards the riot cops, and she's just like holding her hands out like this, and they're still
Wasn't that the 19th?
No, this was Ferguson, dude.
Ferguson versus Plessy? Or...
No! Ferguson, Missouri!
I know, I'm trying to say,
I'm
when
like
did
within
that
the past
happen?
few years.
Oh, no, I thought it was another one.
No.
I could have sworn it was another one.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Okay, see, now I gotta go back.
Put it on the screen, D. Wow, you okay?
Yes, I just know the image that you're talking about, but I also saw it during Civil Rights Movement.
This was a more recent one.
Okay.
This is a more recent one. But they end up finally making it through the portal. This is long-winded as fuck. They make it through the portal. Hippolyta, who has to basically put all her energy into it, ends up having the same blue hair as the character that Dee draws as a facsimile of her in the comic books. It's a perfect, again, another bookending moment right there, and that's how the episode ends. The episode ends with another version of Catch the Fire. This one's sung by Janai Brugger. Apparently, the whole score for this whole show was done, everybody separate and remotely, and they just kind of brought it together. Same thing for this one right here, and it actually makes it perfect. It did. But yeah, that's what happened. I love Lovecraft Country. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, we'll split the difference. There were about 10,000 Black residents who were left homeless for the massacre, but only about 600 or 800 people, because the counts have been fluctuating, that were injured or hospitalized as a result.
As a result of that. So yes.
So let's split the difference on the couple hundred
thousand's fine.
Yes. But anyway, so this one, as we said, was focusing on Montrose, where we learned about him as a character beyond just the fact that he is Tick's father, his own personal internal strife and struggles with his identity, with dealing with the trauma of Tulsa, because he never actually handled it at all until we saw at the end of the episode where he finally felt like he had some release. There's a lot to discuss, primarily just with the way that they depicted everything. It may feel like it's cartoonish the way that they had a lot of the depictions of the white people going through the town, but really, like, it's just if you've ever read the story about any lynchings near you, you will see just the horrendous way that many of those people were treated.
Yeah.
So that it's not an exaggeration.
It's not.
That with the language that they used, with the actions that they took, to harm and terrorize as many Black people as possible.
Could, yeah.
So like it may feel like it's a little over the top, but no, it's
really
more baseline with what actually happened.
Yeah.
But with this episode, we saw some more resolutions, namely for one character returning and basically spearheading the whole thing, and we find out exactly where she went and what was going on with her, and it was one of the best parts of this because it never felt out of place. It was one of the better parts right here. I am both dreading episode 10 and I'm anticipating the hell out of it because I really want it to happen. I really, really, really want it to happen, but then probably won't. I mean, it'll happen, but like I don't want it to because I need more of this show. 10 episodes is not enough. Give me a second season.
Yeah, please.
Give me a second season because we don't watch a lot of TV as it comes out. We catch it to binge, but
and the way that they have written the story, it seems like there are so many ways that you can go to give us multiple seasons.
But as we said, Christina is one of the better antagonists I've seen on television because at no point in time does any of her actions seem sinister.
No.
She feels like she is the hero of her own story, which is what makes a really good villain. Not to be like, oh, well, every villain is a hero of their own. So it's like, no, because you may throw out the Joker's like, oh, the Joker's a hero of his own. No, Joker is a villain in his own story.
Yeah.
But like with her, she has goals, she has aspirations, but it requires the complete and total destruction of another human being, namely a Black man at the hands of a white woman's aspirations, which I hate to say it, y'all know Zootopia.
Yeah.
Y'all like Zootopia.
Are you gonna go with this?
I'm gonna go there.
No.
Yes, I am going to go there.
Fine.
Y'all saw Zootopia.
Detective Hobbs.
Yes. How is this not the exact same situation?
Her
own ambition to become a cop using someone else as basically the scapegoat or the jumping off point to do so.
Yeah.
The whole way that this works is that it's her white woman tears that led to her getting everything that she wanted at the expense of a whole ass other community.
Yeah.
That's virtually the same thing.
It is.
Christina is Judy Hopps. That's my hot take for this one.
Yeah, she is. Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll just give it to you.
Oh, this is gonna be a joy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know what y'all thought about the episode down in the comments below because we do like to hear from y'all character pages. Also head on over to patreon.com/HEELKAIJU where you can get updates on the site, the store, and the channel. Also get discount codes for new swag whenever we update the store. And you could also give us some new movies to watch, old movies to watch, games to play, and wrestling to take a look at and give our take on. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining Spotted Menace and Daria for our little journey, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll have to catch y'all later. Deuces.
Bye.